Okay, so we're here today with the amazing Cherrlyn Thompson, and I would just really like to share with the world, Cherrlyn, the transformation you've had since being introduced to Fountain of Life. I know I could share a lot about how you used to show up at my home and with a cane and with not great mobility and so why don't you just share when FOL launched? You started FOL and your journey with Fountain of Life. When was that?
It's been approximately 4 years now that I've been taking Fountain of Life. It's been on the market, I know, for approximately 5 years, but like other people, you always renege a little bit before you do something. And I waited too long. I should have done it sooner. But I am loving my results from what I have achieved in the 4 years. Let me start from the beginning, because within the first 7 months, I had a bad knee replacement waiting. I've been in pain for many years. I've been taking lots of pain pills for many years. It's a good 5-6 years, because you know how long it takes to get any surgery done. And then, so Karen said to me one day, have you tried the FOL? Well, I take it, but no, try it on your knee, because my mother's knee, we put it on hers, it was swollen, and within weeks the swelling went down and her pain was relieved. So I said, okay, I can do that. I started to put, and FOL spreads very well, so it takes all of probably 3 to 4 drops, the most, that I put on the knee. And the pain for me and my body absorption was approximately 3 weeks when I started to see the difference and the changes. And the pain was subsiding, and then wow, all of a sudden I'm now being able to get up off a chair. I used to sit on a stool all the time. I get up off that stool, it would take a good 30 to 40 seconds for the leg to get lubricated enough to walk. Sometimes I'm in pain if I'm in a smaller chair or a lower chair. And so within 6 weeks, I hardly remembered my knee anymore.
3, 2, 1.
So tell me what you think the most dramatic result for when you used to come to my place and use your cane. I noticed that first of all, you'd be rubbing your hands because it seemed like you were always in pain with your hands. And at that point, you were telling me that you were on a lot of painkillers, and it took you quite a while to get up off a chair. You needed a cane for assistance. Obviously, now you're not requiring that. What do you think was one of the major reasons you were able to be a lot more pain-free and have a lot better mobility and get off some of those pain meds? You used to be on 8 pain meds a day, you told me, right?
Exactly.
So,
and a little bit more.
okay.
The inflammation in my body is what I have noticed over the time. And the very first thing before the knee that I noticed was my hands are arthritic. It's osteoarthritis I have, and the pain is continual. But I used to rub my hands 24/7 because in the knuckles, they're sore. And so that started to reduce to almost nothing. And when I went to the doctor's one day, she says to me, why aren't you rubbing your hands? Because my doctor's really good. She notices every little thing about you. And she asked the questions and she wants her answers. And I said, why aren't you rubbing your hands? She says. I goes, I don't know, because they don't hurt. What are you doing? What has changed? So I actually, for the first time, brought up Fountain of Life to her. She right away got on her computer, start checking things out. That's the way she is. You open up your mouth and say something, she's got her computer right there and ready to work and talk with you about what you're doing. And so I noticed that, then the knee, and then the cane that I had with that knee, I didn't use. I didn't even know one day I just wasn't using it anymore. And that's how wonderful using Fountain of Life is. You all of a sudden don't, you realize that the things that you used to use for care, you don't have to have anymore, and you don't use anymore.
And
Yes.
that's so great. One of the
Yeah.
things that we've realized over time is that people forget that they were in pain. They forget that they used to rub their hands. We used to say that to you. You're not rubbing your hands
Yeah.
anymore.
Exactly.
And you know, not using the cane anymore, and
Mhm.
and you know, you're shrinking, and it's such an amazing thing for us as being part of this incredible company that has introduced this, and this product is exclusive to us, and no one else has it. When you see transformations like this in the people that you care about, it is impossible not to share it, because you don't want people to be in pain. You don't want people to suffer. And you know, there's so many people out there that are taking a lot of prescription drugs
Yes.
and painkillers. And
Mhm.
tell us about how you're not doing that anymore either.
Well, my pain threshold in my body, throughout my body, is absolutely wonderful now. I say approximately 80% of my swelling, 80% of the inflammation has reduced and disappeared and it's gone from my body. I don't get up to a pain pill in the morning and in the afternoon and 4 hours later and 4 hours later. I very rarely take one, you know, now, maybe one a day, and some days I don't take any when the weather's beautiful like it is now this summer afternoon. But it is very wonderful to know that I feel great. I feel damn good. I have friends that are in aches and pains. I try to tell them about FOL. They shut me down. I said, okay. So I'm gone off to lunch with my friends, and then I'm gone off to dinner with some other friends later in the afternoon. And then my girlfriend says to me, oh, I wish I could feel good enough to do that. I said, well, if you want to listen and take FOL, Fountain of Life, along this journey with me, you can be just like me. You know me for 25 years. You've known what I've been like for 10 of that. And so you shouldn't even question, but you do, and you don't have to take it. And that's up to you. But I'm off skipping around town without you. And because you're taking pain pills, and pain pills just to move
I remember you saying,
is hard to function brain wise.
well, yeah,
You know, it's very difficult. It's not an easy thing to do the two.
Yeah.
You know.
You'd say that to me,
Yeah.
you know, that you just weren't functioning that day because you
I remember making a call one day to a friend. I think it was one of my worst 3 days in a row, and I took probably like 5 pain pills, and then I called her in Calgary, and she's going like, I called her that day, and then I called her 3 days later, and she goes, oh my God, you sound so much different. How much pain pills did you take?
Yeah.
I'm going, oh, really? How did I sound? Pretty bad, she said.
And that's all processing through the liver.
Yes,
And
yes.
this is what people, you know, it was an interesting thing someone was saying to me the other day, that they were talking to their doctor, and the doctor was saying, you know, people have arthritis, but they can't even prescribe any more medication because they're on too many medications.
Yes.
And they all interfere with one
Yeah.
another.
Uh-huh.
So here we are in a situation where you've got something all natural,
Mm-hmm.
easy to take, gives you a tremendous amount of nutrition, makes you feel great, and doesn't interfere with anything else you're taking.
And energy-wise, I'll tell you a little story about my husband. My husband is like, yeah, naysayer, I'm stubborn, I'm putting my foot down. This is stupid. One day, finally, 4 years later, it's been 5 years, I think now, since the FOL, Fountain of Life, has been around. And my husband finally, 5 months ago, comes up to me and he says, can I take what you're taking? He says. I goes, of course you can. He started taking it. Within a week, this same naysayer says to me, am I supposed to feel this good? And he looks at me out of the corner of his eye. I said, of course you are. Everybody absorbs differently, and you and I totally absorb differently. And anything that we put into our mouth. And so, because he loses weight faster than me. And then within the 3 weeks, every week, he's feeling better and better. Now, here is a man that I was near ready to strangle because he wakes up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon because he's just whacked out, brain fogged, tired. He doesn't sleep well because he has asthma and hay fever and all of that. And this time of the year in the spring and the fall is his worst. And so he's getting up at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. The latest he will sleep is 11. And I'm going like, what are you doing up? Oh, we can get some work done today. Oh, you can do this and you can do that. And he's running errands all over the place. Because, why? He has time because he's getting up at 9 o'clock, having his breakfast, his morning ritual, his pills, and then ready to go for his day, everything in order. Gone. You come back and he's got 5 things done, which I'm so happy about. So happy.